A weapon to surpass Russian bias. Quite a bold statement really, and especially so when you figure out what tank I'm actually talking about. Just a fair warning, this video might disturb some viewers, it might even get banned off of YouTube for promoting rape, but damn it if I'm not going to make it anyways, I've just had way too much fun playing this tank. So what am I talking about? Well, we are technically not talking about the KV-1E, which is a premium Russian tank, which essentially is an early KV-1 with additional armor. That one you can buy in a bundle. Now when you analyze this tank on the holy trinity of tank combats, armament, firepower and armor, it actually doesn't look too bad. It checks two of those boxes quite well. The KV-1E has, besides of the already base amazing armor of the KV-1, has additional armor which gives it up to 100mm effective. And even more when you angle it at battering 4.0, which is comparable to the armor of a Tiger 1 but is a much lower battle rating. And it's actually pretty damn mobile, it's swinging in a straight line. I've outran some Panzer IVs even. It's a heavy tank outrunning a medium tank. There are a couple of problems with this, however. One, the gun is absolutely awful with only 77mm of penetration, which is, I guess, good enough to deal with most medium and light tanks that you're going to face. But your armor, which is the main selling point of this tank, it doesn't really save you against the Germans and the Japanese with their Type 5 cannons and their Panzerabwehrkanonen, their Kampfwagenkanonen, the long 75s. They will simply lol-pen you, no matter what. So what if you could take this tank and just copy-paste it, just simply put it into another nation? How would it perform? Well, if you look at G.Skill, we can actually see that exactly happening. On the left you're seeing the stats for the KV-1E, the Russian one. And the mediocre at best, below average win rates, normal KDR. On the right you can see the KV-1B, the topic of today's video. This is a Finnish captured tank which serves as a rare premium on the German tech tree. It is currently available in the Warbonds shop. For all of you who are saving up your Warbonds, watch until the end of this video because you definitely want to get this tank, trust me. And it's exactly the same tank. No, honestly, it's got the exact same armor, it's got the exact same gun. Everything is identical, it's essentially just a reskin of the KV-1E. The only difference that I could find was that the KV-1B doesn't get smoke shells. That's the only thing I could find. But when you look at the G.Skill stats, that doesn't seem to be the case, because the KV-1B is, oh my god! 80% win rate, insane KD. It even gets played out more than the KV-1E, despite being a rare tank. So what gives? It doesn't actually take a rocket scientist to figure out why this tank is so good. When you put this tank on a German team, you're essentially removing its main opponent. You're completely altering the food chain, you're removing its main predator. In fact, not only are you removing the main predator, you're teaming it up with its main predator. You're taking a tank with excellent armor against American M4s with short 75mm guns, the Brits, the Russians with the crappy 76mm guns. Now keep in mind, the same crappy gun that you have on your tank, they have as well, except that you can penetrate their T-34s. They cannot penetrate your KV-1. In fact, it's really quite funny when you go KV-1 against KV-1, because you can't really kill each other. In fact, let me show you a clip. This is going to be a little bit longer, so grab some popcorn, grab some drinks. It's going to be sped up, it's a 8-minute clip in total. But, yeah. Count how many times I got hit. Tell me you can replicate that in any other tank. I don't think even the IS-6 can do that. Heck, I don't think even the Doom Turtle can do that. This tank, despite being exactly the same as the KV-1E, is just absolutely broken overpowered when you put it against the Russians. You're using their weapons against them and succeeding heavily. It's just insane what this tank can do. In fact, I'll even show you my stats. This has become the German tank I've got the most wins with, simply due to the amazing win rate. I've got an 83% win rate, for crying out loud. I've got over a 5 KD, 5 kills per death, over that even. Look at the Silver Lions gain, this thing is a premium tank on top of that. It's insane. Being a tier 3 premium, you can research everything up to tier 4. And it's just, oh god. I'm actually kind of sad that I didn't get this tank earlier. I have been hunting this tank for a while. I think I did a video on this tank earlier before, back when I had my press account and I had access to this tank. But I didn't quite realize the full potential of it until now. And I'm sad that I only got it now. But at the same time, I'm just so happy. You cannot do badly in this tank. It's almost impossible. You might notice that I sound slightly too excited, but honestly, that's just the effect this tank has on you. It makes you excited, it makes you giddy, it makes you just have fun and not care about anything. You can literally just charge across the field and not give a damn. Now the tank has of course its weakness. As I mentioned before, the gun is kind of crappy. Your best shell only has 77mm of penetration, which is enough, just about enough to go through T-34 frontal plates and M4 Sherman upper frontal plates at close ranges, but you are going to bounce a lot of your shots, and as such you need to carry a little bit more ammunition with you as well. But thankfully that doesn't really matter, because you can simply play the support tank. Imagine you're facing off against another KV-1 like I was in that clip. You have Panzer IV F2s. You have Type 5 cannons like the Chinu 2 Premium on the Japanese tech tree on your team. Those guys have the cannons to destroy anything on the enemy team, but they don't have the armor. But you do. So when you charge up into the enemy flag, when you charge up into the flags, and you take all of the shots and you distract all of the enemies and let your teammates reap the kills, you become an almost unstoppable force. I've had games that lasted all of 5 minutes because we just steamrolled through the entire map, just never stopping. It's amazing. Now this tank of course does rely on team play. When you are alone against multiple tanks, especially tanks that have armor, you can't really do much. Your gun is just too crappy. You can't even deal with medium and light tanks, but when you face an enemy KV-1, or god forbid a KV-2, you're kind of screwed. The KV-1's not so much because they can't really kill you either until you face a Zis 5 KV-1. But KV-2s are kind of your arch nemesis. KV-2s are scary. KV-2s already are scary by themselves, right? When they face on you. Yeah, being in a tank that can't penetrate them, but they can penetrate and one-shot you, it makes it that much scarier. I did find some success in abusing the bad gun handling of the KV-2, however, by simply shooting the cannon barrel and preventing them from shooting back at me, but it can be a butt-clenching moment when you're facing off against 2 of them around the corner. So, what is the final verdict on this Finnish tank on the German team? A KV-1E reskin, which somehow performs much better than a KV-1E on the Russian team. Get it, honestly, get it. Just do it. I don't care. Just get it right now. If you have the war bonds for it, get this tank. You do not want to miss out on it. It has to be one of the most broken tanks in this game. It's a Seal Club machine, and you just can't not have fun in this tank. Honestly. It's one tank where you can just mindlessly drive around and have fun in it. It's amazing. It's honestly amazing. And the best part about it, well, you can just put it in your completely not pay-to-win German lineup. Before we end this video, I do want to make a quick announcement, and it regards Panzermadels. Yeah, I can hear you perking up where your ears right now. Panzermadels is coming back. I am going to be doing a full IS-2 playthrough of Panzermadels over on twitch.tv/MikeGoesBoom. I'm not quite sure when, because I do have to find a day where I have just free time, because it's going to take at least 6 or 7 hours of streaming. But I'm also going to be recording it and uploading it to YouTube after the stream is done. So even if you don't have time or are not home when the stream happens, you can also watch it on YouTube at a later point. You fucking weeps, why do you make me do this? It's going to be a cringe fest. Anyways lads, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. As always, my name is MikeGoesBoom, and thank you for watching.
You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find